What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of New Tales Retold. And today we're talking about Loki, episode 4. So, spoiler warning if you haven't seen it yet. Um, I like this episode a lot better than the last one. It was actually much more
Uh,
that I at least
yeah, a little more
that gave us.
happened.
They gave us a little more. Yeah, they gave us a bit more.
Unlike this one,
Um,
stuff was happening in the beginning and throughout the episode, unlike the other episodes where things only happened in the end.
yeah, yeah, it's very true. Yeah, because it started off with Sylvie getting taken as a child,
Yeah.
which we still don't know why.
My theory is because Loki's was there to lose. Any version of him that wouldn't lose, that wins, they had to get rid of them.
So that version, okay, so
So
she would have,
Sylvie's version was meant to be successful
yeah,
and not be like pretty much a pawn.
yeah. Hmm.
So that's my theory behind it.
Damn, it's messed up too, because that means she was on the run since a child. And like I was
Yeah,
really thinking about that since that age, she was on the run from the TVA.
because think about it, it makes sense also with the other Loki, the regular Loki, because he was winning. He grabbed the space stone, teleported
Yeah,
himself somewhere else. They had to get rid of him.
and they were like, nope, that ain't happening.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's. We'll get to it when we talk about the timekeepers, but I wanna it's weird how it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't make sense. But it's pretty cool seeing Slayer in her old days as
yeah,
just a
Minuteman.
regular Minuteman. Yeah, it's pretty coul. And then she clearly because she ran away, she must have gotten scolded or something. She must have really made her look bad for her to hate. I feel like she was just grimy towards Sylvie the whole time. Like in the elevator when she was like, "Do you even know why you guys were coming for me?" She's just like, "I don't remember." With this like, I don't know, with that face of like,
I feel like it's more than just her escaping because if they brought Slayer in, it kind of they like Kang is nearby
yeah,
because they were connected in the comic books. At one point, Kang even confessed his love to her,
yeah.
and so that means most likely that's she. Maybe that's what they're doing. She's maybe his right hand.
Yeah, it'll be pretty disappointing though, because it'll be like, damn. So Loki's show was to build up for Ant Man's villain.
Well, maybe it's not just Ant Man's. Maybe he's just an Ant Man villain. Maybe he's gonna be like the next
I mean,
Thanos.
I hope so because
He's
I don't know.
Kang the
Marvel
Conqueror.
is just infamous for taking these heroes, these villains, and just making them one movie,
Yeah.
one movie villains. Hela could have been a really good long running villain for Thor.
I mean,
Like,
technically, she is not the Queen of Hell yet. She dies, goes to hell,
yeah, but that's what I'm
conquers
saying.
it.
But that's if they even do that. For all we
Yeah,
know, that's it. Okay, she's gone. Like that'll be whack. You know.
yeah,
Hopefully, because they could really make this whole time travel shit like get a little bit crazier.
yeah,
Um. Yeah, and then after we got the when they're on the planet and they cause the Nexus event to save them.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that was kind of
They need to explain that further because that whole you cause a Nexus event because of your emotions is if
yeah,
that's really it, that's gotta be really dumb.
yeah, like it doesn't make sense.
Like the only thing at that moment that I could think of is they were because they were gonna find them because they were on the verge of finding them and B-15 going on that little thing because they
Yeah.
found them that caused a Nexus event because she was gonna do what she was gonna do later on. She was starting to Mobius and her were starting to question the timekeepers a little bit at that moment. Well, at least B-15 because remember
Yeah. She
she
saw what she
saw what
saw
she
when
saw.
yeah.
So it's like now they were on the verge of finding them. So now that they were gonna find them, a Nexus event created. But
Or either that or that little moment was gonna cause them to figure out a way to
yeah,
get off
to get
planet
off
and
planet.
technically no one was supposed to survive.
Exactly, or that. Hopefully,
Mhm.
they explain that a little further, and
Yeah.
it's not just oh, it was their
They fell
emotions.
in love. He fell in love with himself.
That was hilarious. He's a narcissist.
Yeah, right. Guys, that's exactly what I wanted to get to because afterward, when they take them, we see that red doorway.
Oh yeah,
I feel like that's the Miss Minutes button. I think that's the Miss Minutes button.
what they sent him into?
Mm-hmm.
A little
Because it
Time
kind
cell.
of thinking about what Miss Minutes was saying about being a recording but being alive,
Yeah.
and and in a way that's what he was going through, a pre-recorded, like it was in a way supposed to happen the same, even though at certain times it was a little different, but
Yeah.
it still ended the same.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see that maybe that's she's some sort of like really powerful AI, like cosmic AI or some shit.
The time AI.
Right? That would be pretty. It'd be cool. I hope they don't just like throw it to the side and like, oh, we just had her there, just her face, so we can make her
She was a mascot,
the next merch item.
right? Baby Groot.
Right? Like Baby Groot, exactly. Oh, sorry. Um, yeah, they called it. He called it the time cell. Right when he was
Yeah.
talking to Slayer, the time cell. And it was really cool to finally see Lady Sif come back. Like about time. How
Yeah.
long has it been?
About time, and it wasn't really her. It was just a
I
pre-recording of
know.
her.
I know. But at least it showed that the actress is still down for it, and we could probably. So I'm pretty sure. I think they announced. Didn't they confirm she would be
Yeah,
in God of War, Love and Thunder?
if she's gonna be God of War, that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, God of War, right?
She'd
Right.
be pretty tight. It'd be her and Thor fighting
Funny
Kratos.
Kratos. Oh man. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Hopefully we see more of her.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty
definitely.
dope. Yeah, and then afterward, he finally interviews Loki, and it's funny because throughout the show, I feel like you can tell he's having his doubts. Like with everything he's seeing, he's putting pieces together. Slayer's acting a little weird and keeping things from him, and
Yeah,
he's just like, I think something is up. I mean, he wouldn't have went out his way to look for evidence if he wasn't suspecting.
yeah. I feel like it was just more so of Loki's influence on him. Like Loki's kind of like reckless side, not going, doing things how you're supposed to, kind of made him start to see things a little more. Because
Yeah,
think about it, if he would have just been going by the book, and if Loki wasn't there, he would have never noticed any of this. So,
nothing.
yeah,
Mhm.
it was because of Loki that he started to see all these different things because Loki was going about it differently than anybody else would.
Yeah, that's true, right? And damn, that means if Loki wasn't there, he would have ended that. He ended
They
this. He
would
would have
have
sat
proved
down,
Loki,
enjoyed
Lady
his drink.
Loki, Sylvie, yeah, enjoyed his drink, and that would have been it.
Man, poor Mobius. I can't believe they did him like that.
He's has to be
Well,
alive
well, we
somewhere.
know now. We know because of the after credit scene, which
But
we'll
that's the
get to. But or at least we hope.
it's funny because he said, "Is this hell?"
Yeah, and when you have and because we have subtitles on, they spelled it HEL.
Oh
Hell.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it.
I
That's
was
how
like,
it's. Yeah, it has to be.
yeah. I was like, I
Yeah,
respect it. Cool. Um, and it was also that moment was sad with him too, because I want to stick with Mobius for a bit when he's sitting there when he finally does his research, swaps out his device for Slayers. And it's funny because in these moments, like, you can kind of tell that the timekeepers aren't really watching at all times because, I mean, they would have caught on to him if they decree what people are supposed to do and, or in a sense, what's supposed to happen. If you can't even do it within the TVA, then
I mean,
are
he
they?
did get caught.
He did get caught. He did get caught, which makes me. I wonder if Slayer caught it or if they caught it. Because Slayer, after that conversation, she's kind of looking at him like she kept throwing that hint in there, like, "Hey, I'm trying to protect you.
No,
Like,
yeah.
stop asking
Honestly,
questions."
it's. I think it's a lot of they can see, but they can't do much. So they could see what's happening, and that's probably why they need Slayer, because she's the one that does the
Yeah,
stuff. Because think about it, they from same timekeepers or machines. I wonder if what they're doing with that, if those are the real timekeepers.
yeah. No, I want to get to that. We'll get to that because I have a couple things with that part too. Um, but yeah, it's funny because you could even tell during his conversations, Mobius conversations with Loki, he's kind of like being very careful about how he's speaking. Like because it's like timekeepers are watching, so it's like he's like, so what is this? And when he mentions your variants, and he's just like, oh, okay, whatever. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, and he's like talking out loud, like, yeah, get him out of here. He's going back. What he's saying is bullshit. Like, I guess for that idea, you're saying they're always watching, but they can't do anything. So he's
Yeah.
like, let me act it out, and hopefully they won't catch it. Until he did the sleight of hand
Yeah.
and swapped the thing out. But and it's also disappointing to see for Slayer having done that. Like you can tell it kind of hurt her. Like like she didn't want to do it, but like ultimately just had to, or at least felt like she had to.
I don't know. It was weird. Felt like that moment was very sudden. I don't
Yeah,
know.
she was just like prune him
I didn't.
immediately.
Like, it didn't feel like much of an impact. It was just like, oh, he's gone. There was no moments leading up to it. No moments after it. It was literally, oh, it happened. Okay, next scene.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like it just left us like, what
Like,
the
okay.
hell? Like you just like you not nothing. No, like we're just gonna jump to the next thing. It's true, but
And I don't know. She kind of said prune him with no hesitation.
with no
Literally at
hesitation.
all.
But it's funny because it was in their scene when they were talking in her office prior. She makes a comment, and I have it here. Quote: "Friendship like ours is uncommon, worth fighting for. Same as the sacred timeline." So but she said the way she said same as the sacred timeline. She like paused for a moment about the friendship part, and then was like same as the sacred timeline. Like in a way, like the timeline's more important. Like I see our friendship as priority, but there's one thing that's above it:
Yeah.
the sacred timeline. So like you say, she's working for somebody and wants to keep this sacred timeline idea, a belief within the
Yeah.
TVA.
I don't know that their whole interactions were weird.
Right?
Like,
It's like everyone was sus of each other and it made everything awkward.
yeah, really did feel like everything really did feel awkward.
Yeah, like
There was a lot of moments of awkward silence, and then just sitting
yes.
there, and I was just like, okay, what's going
Yeah, like
on?
who do we trust? Who do we And it was pretty cool because throughout seeing Mobius kind of questioning everything and going through his internal battle, you also see Hunter B-15 going through it too because of what she
Yeah,
saw. Um which I feel like was the best part because she was so loyal.
yeah.
So TVA and she was so like about the rules and this and
But
that and
it's funny though. It makes sense though why after that whole thing with Rock's card, she was so set on we have to catch them, we have to find them, we have to find them.
yeah. Yeah, because she's just like I need to know if this is real. Like
Mhm.
this is bananas. Like I believed. Blame in real life that would literally drive somebody crazy.
Yeah.
Like imagine that. Like you really got taken by some
She's
aliens
like, it
and
wasn't like no illusion. It was a memory.
yeah.
Like she was like, I remember there. I was there.
Yeah, like like it's wild, and it was pretty cool that little moment that she had with Sylvie,
Yeah.
seeing her like, and she's just like, I love that moment too, cause she just like looks at her like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Like, cause I'm not gonna sit here and keep playing puppet,
Yeah.
so so what do we do?
Like it's kind of like that idea. Like if she was created by the TVA, then that's her duty, is to serve
Mm-hmm.
the TVA. But it's just like nah, that she was beyond that. There's a whole another timeline she used to live in that doesn't even exist anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
For
All they
wild.
really think about that. Every
All their
single
timelines were destroyed
yeah, they don't exist. They were wiped.
for all time. I love that scene. I love that scene. She came in. She's like, for all time. She's like, I'm on the good side.
Yeah.
For every timeline. I guess
Yeah.
that's what she meant for
Yep.
all time, like for every timeline to live how they want to live. It was pretty cool, and it'd be cool if she becomes a running character. Since they don't have names, it'll be cool if they just refer to her as Hunter. Like take out
B-15.
the right, but that's what I'm saying. Just take out the B-15 so she doesn't sound like a clone from Star Wars, and it's just like, it's just like a Hunter, and that'll just be her running her name, like
Imagine they
little
turn her
sidekick.
into a future hero.
That'll be cool. That would be fucking awesome. Cause she's a cool character. I was thinking about it. I'm like, I have to sit down and look through the comics and see
No.
if there's anyone even referred like under that name with the TVA Hunter or anything like that runs through
From what it seemed
the
like,
comics.
the only important TVA person was
Most Mobius the
Mobius.
Slayer.
Yeah.
Okay, it'd be cool. Have a little sidekick. I'd rather see Mobius stay throughout the MCU though.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but
Mobius is
it's
just
just like
awesome.
but then again, it's like,
What
what
is
is
he
he
gonna
gonna
do?
do?
Yeah, what is he
Yeah.
gonna do? He's gonna be the next Phil Coulson running Shield. That would actually be pretty cool if he runs whatever organization. What haven't we seen? Hammer. We've seen Shield. We've seen Sword.
Yeah, but I think he'd be beyond Earth. Look at
Yeah,
what he is, the
it's
TVA.
true.
He would have to be
Yeah.
beyond Earth.
Imagine he starts running the TVA, and
It'd be pretty
it's not to
interesting.
control the timelines, but to
Ch- but-
keep them safe
Yeah, to stop
from
people from
Kang.
destroying them. Yeah, from Kang. That was what the TVA's goal was in the beginning. Their greatest battle was against Kang,
That'd be nice.
which would make
Which
sense.
gets to
Maybe
the
we
juicy
do see
part.
them in Quantumania, working with Ant-Man. He has
Yeah,
to work with the TVA to stop Kang.
right. That would be cool. Cause I was on that debate with myself, wondering if they were just gonna make the TVA like a one series, because the idea of time travel can get weird and confusing.
Yeah,
Of just like kind of knocking the whole time travel out the way and just calling it the multiverse, different universes, and and that's it. This
yeah,
is different universes. No universe can affect another universe, and that's and
yeah.
leave it at that. No going back in time and fixing the future and all that crazy shit.
Then again, it wouldn't matter if you get rid of the TVA.
Why?
Going
What do you
back in
mean?
time. The whole thing about going back in time, it being bad, was because it creates a branch timeline.
Mm-hmm.
With no TVA there to stop the branch timelines, you going back in time, it doesn't matter because you're not affecting your timeline anyways.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So it's like if you go back in time and you change something, it's not gonna change your future. It's not gonna change your future. It's gonna just create a new timeline.
Yeah.
The only thing they would have to worry about, which is again, I can see another like purpose of the TVA is to stop timelines from crashing into each other.
Mm. Yeah, that too. It makes sense. Yeah, that's right. They said in the beginning when we
Yeah,
see the little timelines, which we still don't know what her bombing all the timelines did.
that was just gone.
Like,
That was, if you look at the
oh,
whole
she bombed
screen,
the whole
yeah,
timeline,
that was just
and
gone.
we're just watching that one timeline, and we're just sitting there like, okay,
Yeah.
you guys are only worried about the two Lokis. What about all the
Yep.
damage they just caused?
Yeah, apparently they didn't do any damage. It was just a little bit of a distraction that they fixed in like a few minutes.
Right? Like, I don't know. I hope
Hopefully
they
they
get to
mentioned
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, I hope they
hopefully
get to it.
they didn't just throw that shit to the side.
But the juicy part of the timekeepers in the end.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't expect that. They're machines. Or at least they're playing dummies, and if there are real timekeepers, they're not there.
No, they were playing dummies because remember when she cut off the head,
They
they
laughed.
started laughing at her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, nah, you really think our dumbasses are gonna be here in front of you?
Or he was laughing at her.
Right? Kang.
That would
We
make a
have to
lot
be
of
careful
sense.
though, because we're going on like Mephisto vibes with fucking WandaVision and
But the difference
and
is Kang is
so-
confirmed in the MCU
yes,
for a
true,
future movie.
true.
Like Mephisto, she like the writer didn't even know who that was. They never confirmed Mephisto was ever gonna be in the MCU,
Yeah,
but they confirmed Kang was going
yeah,
to. They even have an
true,
actor for him and everything.
true.
But he apparently denied being in the show completely.
Who
The actor
to play
for
King?
yeah,
Really?
yeah. But then again, he's under contract to not say anything.
Yeah, I know. At this point, all the actors and all the shit they
Yeah.
be saying, this guy Vision saying, Paul Bettany
But I
saying,
wouldn't be surprised if he's not in it, but he's mentioned.
yeah,
like-
right.
They find a place and maybe like a picture of him is on the wall.
Right, like
or a
who's this
statue of
guy?
him,
And Slayer's
or
just
so-
like,
yeah, he's the one
yeah,
that rules
he's
it,
the
that runs
problem.
everything.
Mm-hmm. Could be out of fear too. And he probably take the relationship part out of it and just make
Yeah.
him like make her.
Yeah, honestly, it seemed like the relationship part wasn't really too important. It was just, oh, he confessed his love. She said no, so he got mad and wanted to take over like all of time.
Yeah, King is the weird person. But
And all of this makes sense to be under Kang because Kang was straight technology, and look at what they had.
yeah, and they said there
Straight
was
tech,
no magic
Yep,
there.
straight tech would make a lot of sense. They're robots, machines.
And it would really be like the next big bad, like the next Thanos. He
Yeah.
really made the time stones insignificant.
Made every stone insignificant.
I mean, the time
well,
stone.
he was
Yeah, I mean,
beyond.
the Infinity
Well,
Stones.
he was
yes.
beyond those like universes. Like it seems he's
Yeah.
beyond the universes itself.
And it's. I wonder how they're gonna do it. Like how they'll make sense of it. Like if is he gonna be that? What's the word when
But
only
this
one
is-
of you exists throughout all timelines?
It's a one of one.
Yeah, I wonder if they're
Yeah.
gonna make him a one of one, or if, like in the
wasn't a
comics,
one-of-one.
where he
Yeah.
wasn't, and they were just different versions of him, and it gets confusing. And
It gets crazy because it's like at one point all the versions of him were kind of connected in a way,
yeah,
and he was able to communicate with himself
yeah,
throughout any moment.
he called
Like,
it
he was
messages
kinda-
in a bottle in the
Yeah,
time, and like
At one point they kind of considered him omnipresent. because he was able to kind of like contact himself at every moment
Yeah.
in time. So he was kind of like always informed. He was always able to inform himself no matter what. So it's like, let's say, oh, something happened. I doubt he would ever do something minor like this, but he can go like 5 minutes prior. Be like, yo, bro, this is about to happen. 5 minutes later.
Yeah, I forget which comics I think it was for Null, where he had somebody. I forget which
Said
hero.
Surfer, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Surfer. I think it might have been Adam because he turns to a cocoon when you kill
Yeah,
him, right?
yeah, it was
Yeah,
Adam
yeah,
because he
yeah,
had to
yeah.
fight the Void, right? No, no,
No.
Magus. He had to fight Magus.
Yes, Magus. Yes,
Yeah,
he had to fight Magus, and then he sent him to the past when he was a
yeah,
pharaoh, and then killed
yeah.
him, mummified him, and all that cool shit. Yeah, cool and confusing, but pretty cool. But yeah, and then all these questions of what the hell's going on with the TVA, the Timekeepers, and then in the end, when Slayer prunes Loki, which
It was unexpected.
is completely unexpected.
But
I'm sitting there
again,
like, what the
another thing that kind of goes to show they're not gone is very anticlimactic. The way they did
Yeah,
both him and Mobius, like they died and yet they kind of like would seem like purposely didn't put any emotion in the scenes at all.
yeah, it was just like happening, this happening, that happening.
Yeah, like it was kind of bland. Like it,
Mm,
it happened at the moment. You didn't get that. Oh my gosh, like he's dead. It was just like, oh, okay.
yeah, like he's gone, and Sylvie's just like, tell me
Yeah, yeah. So it's like it was weird, and then we find out why in the after
yeah,
credits
after
scene.
credits, we see all the different Lokis, which, oh man,
Loki
this is
Theater.
why reading the comics sometimes can be disappointing because the possibilities right now are bananas.
Yeah,
Because the kid Loki, actually grows up to, I forget how he pronounced it, Ecole, and winds up growing up and pretty much considering himself Loki's opposite. Kind of becomes a little villain of Loki in a sense. Um, when I was looking at the corny outfit of the older guy, all I was thinking
the
was,
OG.
what would be genius if they make that the comic Loki.
He was older, right?
I don't know, but
Was
it
he
would be
was he
cool. It would be cool. Like make him from
And
like
they
the
had the
comics of
Thor
like the
Loki.
80s.
He was
Yes,
holding
he was holding
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
He was holding
I was
Mjolnir,
like,
yeah.
stop
But it was a
playing.
different version of
Yeah,
Mjolnir. It was it was the old school
yeah.
look of
That shit.
Mjolnir.
I don't know. It's exciting and it's crazy because they're wherever they're at. Like I guess everything's
It was
destroyed.
destroyed,
You see
yeah.
the Avengers Tower on the back right side, just kind of leaning to the side, all broken.
He said, "Is this hell?" They said no,
No,
but he's almost there.
it makes me wonder what kind of timeline that is. What happened? Is that what happens when the TVA prunes something? Like everything just looks like that? Because from what it looked like, it just literally disintegrates stuff. But maybe when it comes to buildings, it just
Yeah, death
it
in the
doesn't.
Marvel is kind of weird because in the comics, at least, death was you can if you were strong enough, you can overcome it.
Yeah,
Thor's done it. A few Dano Odin has gone through to the fucking afterlife and
yeah,
came back.
yeah, plenty.
Yeah,
Plenty
the
of
difference
times.
between that though was um Odin got himself in the brink of death and eventually Hell was just like, nah, you can't be in here. Get out.
Yeah,
And then
it's Odin.
but Thor legit killed himself. Like Thor died
Yeah,
and but overcame it. So it's like it's weird. Like it's like they're on their way to hell, I guess.
yeah,
Cause
which would be cool. Which hopefully we see some sort of someone
he said it
with
like
this
not
Thor
quite
nightmare.
like as if they're close to hell.
Yeah, not quite there. Like
Yeah.
we're almost
But
there
yeah,
though.
like
We're not far.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see what happens. We have what 2 more episodes left.
yes.
Hopefully we get some more answers and we get some more action. Let us know what you guys think. Wasn't much happening this episode, but
Or any of them.
yeah.
I feel like a lot of it could have been cut out, and this could have been made into a movie.
Yeah, it could have. But let's see. For all we know, we get a lot of stuff in the next 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, let us know what you guys think.
Yes.
Let us know what you thought of the episode.
Boink.
Did you like it? Boink. Did you like it? Not like it? Please leave a like. Helps us out.
Comment,
And
subscribe.
yes. See you on the next one.